No doubt you're a little curious about what could be beyond the so-called normal life. Let's talk about that. Let's think about that. It does require a bit of courage and valor to think, to dare think what could be outside of the box. When we think of normal life, in its various flavors, we see the economic activity. Money has to be made. People want to survive. But you don't simply want to work. You want to have your own free time, and hopefully in your free time you have good times. And if we can get a few moments of so-called good times, we think then that the hard work is all worth it. Please capture that photo in your mind's eye. I've had a few moments of feeling good, feeling happy, feeling worthwhile. So I can't expect much more than that in this world. Perhaps we have become conditioned to a very low level of happiness, or even a pseudo or false version of happiness. Why should real happiness depend on our material endeavors? Who sold us this version, this song? It does take some courage, some boldness, some good fortune to analyze and see all the inputs that have been downloaded into us. We're dancing to beats that have been inserted into us. And we're pursuing visions of happiness that actually are not natural to us. Our visions of happiness are not innocent because they make us struggle. Why do we persist? Well, first of all, we want to be happy. Is there anything wrong with that? We want pleasure. Is there anything wrong with that? Good, honest fun, whatever that is. Perhaps our struggle in life is because we have the wrong conceptions of happiness. But again, that takes some bravery to face that reality. The real purpose of the yoga and meditation system is to make you brave and give you that courage. Often people think that yoga and meditation is just to help you relax, to help you de-stress. But actually, when you look at the prime yoga text, Bhagavad Gita, Song of the Supreme Opulent One, there you see Krishna, the master of all the yoga systems, explaining that there is such a thing as real happiness, but it's not where we think it is. So real yoga and meditation involves a realignment of our pleasure-seeking pursuits. It doesn't take much for an intelligent person to intuit that maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, maybe I'm driving up the wrong road. But somehow or other, we've been sold the notion that you got to struggle for your happiness. Why is it that we accept that? And then, if we get a few scraps, a few morsels of happiness, we call it a day. Well, yeah, it's as good as it gets, you know. Right? We pat ourselves on the back. Others pat you on the back. Yeah, so you were happy, huh? Good on you. Everyone expects it's going to come and go, right? Think of the things that you try to enjoy. The possessions, the experiences, the relationships. You know it's going to all be temporary thrills. And you don't mind the spills. What else is there to do in life? Except to try for it, to go for it. And even if you just missed getting it, you feel good, yes? We almost had it. A near miss gives you some confidence. It's there. I'll get it next time. And so you keep struggling. What if there's another way? How do we actually live a different life? Does it involve changing our job, changing our house, changing our family situation? No. The transformation has to go deeper than that. You can leave your job as it is, you can leave your family as it is, you can leave your house as it is. But what about your conceptions of pleasure and happiness? The yoga and meditation system is all about changing that. So when we realize how much artificial conceptions of happiness are dominating us, then we're ready to really start living. It may take us many decades of our lifetime to come to this conclusion. Or sometimes when persons are in their teens or early 20s, they figure it out. Often though, if you put off this conclusion until you're in your elderly years, it's difficult to put the car in reverse. You feel trapped. What's it all worth it? All the struggle. You come onto the stage of life, you perform, and then when the drama's over, what happens? Because people are living without knowledge of their non-material self, they must engage in the pursuit of the material illusion. This is fundamental yoga knowledge. There's no alternative because people don't know any better. They're lacking the necessary knowledge. So the pinnacle of the yoga system, Bhakti Yoga, renovates your conceptions of happiness so that no longer are you searching for water in the desert. No longer are you mistaking a mirage for an oasis. Sometimes people are afraid that if I think too much about these things, I won't be able to live in the world. I won't be able to work. I won't be able to study. I won't be able to go on with my family. That's not true. This is why you'll find in the prime yoga text, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking the knowledge to someone who's a warrior administrator and a family person. Krishna is showing that that knowledge of topmost yoga is available to everyone. But we've been conditioned to think, nah, I can't do it. It's too late, I'm too old, or it's too early, I'm too young. We got so many excuses, right? Or I need more money, or I have to spend and invest the money I already have. Or I need a relationship that will last at least a couple of years. We have so many stipulations, rationalizations, reasons why we can't execute the prime duty of human life. And indeed, that's what the yoga texts call it, the prime duty of human life. The prime mission is to understand what is real happiness. Now, sometimes we think that by our struggles in illusion, that'll help us to understand what the real thing is. It's like saying, by driving the wrong way on a highway, I'll soon figure out what the right way is. But while you're driving the wrong way on the highway, you'll run into quite a few problems. And you may become so injured that you never figure out the right way to drive. In other words, experience is a very severe teacher. I often remind audiences of the other half of the popular expression the other half's been forgotten. The popular expression is, experience is the best teacher, right? Sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, I've got to learn by experiencing. But the other half of this old British saying has long been forgotten. Experience is the best teacher because a fool will learn no other way. The other half's long been forgotten. Second half of the mantra has been lost. So you have to ask yourself the question, do you want to learn by experience, which is a merciless teacher, just pounds you into the dust, and you actually can't even figure out what's the lesson you're supposed to have learned? Right? They say experience is the best teacher. Okay, what's the lesson? You've had persons tell you, yes, life is all about learning, right? It's a learning process. Okay, when they tell you that, you ask them, what's the lesson you're supposed to learn? Anyway, it's all about learning. In this way, people waste their life's energies, thinking that just by living in this world, you'll gain wisdom. No. The yoga texts describe this world as a mirage. You're not seeing what you're supposed to be seeing. You're seeing a false representation. And this is why our happiness is so frustrating. We know that there's such a thing as happiness, but we just can't seem to get our hands onto it for long. Remember when you would tell yourself, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. But then that magic moment disappears so quickly. So we're always searching for arrangements so that our happiness can endure. But it never happens. There's something about your mind that has a fancy term in psychology. It's called adaptation. That means whatever experience you encounter that maybe seeming so fresh, so novel, so interesting. What happens after a while? It loses its flavor, becomes the same old, same thing. You get accustomed to everything. Relationships, new possessions, new acquisitions, new achievements. The buzz goes away. So then what do? How do you strike back? How do you try to keep going? You seek newer experiences, newer relationships, newer acquisitions, achievements. So in this way, you're racing through life, trying to get ever newer things without facing the fact that all these things, acquisitions, achievements, relationships, you're going to get accustomed to them. And there won't be that zip and zing anymore. This is an inbuilt phenomenon, an inbuilt tendency of material existence. But we don't want to face that. It's too painful. We want to hope against hope. This is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about how material life is driven by a false hope. We're imprisoned by false hopes. We don't know anything better, so we're scared to face the fact that the material experience is very deficient. It's lacking in of itself, essentially. We're afraid to face that because we don't know anything better. What are our options? Well, you can just resign yourself to the fact that it doesn't get any better than this. What can be done? I was like that for a while when I was 20, 21. Now, material pleasure isn't all that it's advertised to be, but I guess that's all there is. What can be done? Yeah. Can't blame me for going for it when no one has shown me anything better. Perhaps you've heard me explain before. This is the resignation theory. You resign yourself to the material experience being as good as it gets. That's all there is. Doesn't get any better than that. What can I do? You resign yourself. Don't blame me. I didn't make the world this way. I'm just trying to, function. Try not to hurt so many people while being happy, or trying to be happy. What do you want out of me? If you know anything better, let me know, but there's nothing better. So you resign yourself. This is life. You may remember the old song, "That's life. That's what the people say. Riding high in April, shot down in May." But I'm going to change that tune when, what? I'm back on top in June. That's life. Is it life? So in this audience, I see young persons, I see elderly persons, but we're all dealing with the same issue. What's the point of it all? What's the purpose of it all? As you get older and you realize that your attempts for happiness are frustrated and the results are so temporary, then you start being more charitable. You start thinking, well, let me live for the happiness of the children or the grandchildren. I may not know what I'm doing, but anyway, a new wave is coming along, a new generation. Let me help them. How can you help if you don't know what you're doing? In the Olympics, they have the track events. Relay race. Everyone knows how a relay race works. first runner, he runs for 880 meters, and then hands the baton to another runner who runs for 440, and next one 220. Passing the baton. So each generation does like that, passes the baton. You can just see yourself. Those of you here are in your 20s. Just project ahead. See yourself as 65 or 70. Yes, can you do that? Saying to your children, "Here, my dear child, I'm passing the baton to you. I've run the race. I'm exhausted. I don't know the purpose of the race, but anyway, I ran it. Now, I'm passing the baton to you to do more of the same." Is that a blessing or a curse? I don't know who I am. I never could figure it out. I just did what everyone else is doing. I ran the race. Now I'm passing the baton to you. You do the same thing. And people say, well, that's life. You've done the best you can. So the genuine yoga and meditation system is for those who understand there is something else. That something else depends on knowledge. In other words, we're chasing an illusion based on our lack of knowledge. Due to very limited knowledge, we subject ourselves to a life of illusion. We exhaust ourselves. But then we justify it because we say, well, no one knows anything better than this. And there's a deep fear of scarcity and that will be left out. Okay? Others will be getting things that we don't have. It's a fear. We'll be missing out. We've been brainwashed into thinking that others are getting it. They're happy. It's only me, I'm not happy. Right? You're trained to look around and see others as having what you don't have. Of course, living in a consumer society, you become agitated in that way. The whole purpose of a consumer society is to make you feel inadequate. In order to feel better about yourself, in order to be equal with others, you've got to get what they have. I've explained before that in a consumer society, everything is geared toward making you feel inadequate. You can't have a consumer society if people are naturally satisfied. So the marketing people pulling the strings in a consumer society want to make sure that you feel needy, you feel something's missing. And then by getting this product or this experience, things will be better. You'll be happy like everyone else is happy. But you never look around sufficiently to see that actually everyone's in the same boat. They don't know what real happiness is. But they convince themselves that there's nothing better than this. What can be done? Be realistic. In this way, their whole life passes. So, the bhakti yogis, the yogis in devotion, protest this kind of life. Because they're aware of something better. So to truly enter into the yoga and meditation system, we need to understand our non-material identity beyond the body and mind, beyond psychology and physiology. That will change our conception of happiness. Is happiness just something that you squeeze out of your body and mind? Or someone else's body and mind? Or is happiness, genuine happiness, beyond the material? So the whole purpose of the yoga and meditation system is to connect you to that non-material happiness as your only genuine source of satisfaction. So that genuine satisfaction has the two requirements of knowledge and then putting the knowledge in action. We have to know what we're doing in this world. Pursuing material happiness means we have insufficient knowledge. And that's one reason why we can't stand up and march to our own beat. We're too weak. We lack the knowledge. We can't even see, many of us, we can't even see that we're marching to someone else's beat. We can't see all the stuff that's being downloaded into us. We just accept, that's me, you know, that's the way I've always been. No, you haven't always been like that. But due to lack of access to superior knowledge, we pursue an illusion that there's such a thing as material happiness. It really works for you, and it's worthy of your struggling, terrorizing yourself at work and at school. It's all worth it to get a few moments of this. So again, it's not that you have to give up working, give up your occupation, give up your living circumstances. No. It's all about changing, transforming your conceptions of happiness. And I agree, it does take some bravery, some courage. Everyone is going one way, and you're going to go the other way. But persons have shown this can be done, especially when you have a support group. So here at this center, as I often explain when I come here, I've been coming here generally twice a year for, I don't know, past 15 or 16 or 17 years. Even though this place is small, it provides support facilities for those on the quest for enlightenment. Those who want to savor real happiness and not just the temporary false stuff that comes and goes so quickly. So we want you to be both unsatisfied and satisfied. We want you to face the fact that you're unsatisfied with material happiness, and then we want that you have the opportunity to experience real happiness beyond the body and mind. This is what Krishna is offering. A different lifestyle. And I agree with you, it does take some courage. As I said, everyone's marching in one direction, and you're going to march in another direction. It's hard, even though you may know what they're going in the wrong way. They're just marching over a cliff. You may know that, but still, I know I just can't go the opposite way. So you feel doomed. I've got to march with them, even though I know where they're going. They're going over the cliff. What can be done? Yes, something can be done. We can equip ourselves with real knowledge, non-material knowledge, which teaches you how to connect with the ultimate source of pleasure. How to connect with Krishna. You see, there's a big difference between understanding Krishna and understanding that there's some kind of supreme source, supreme controller. Call it God or whatever you desire. There's a big difference between understanding Krishna and understanding that. Understanding Krishna means to recognize that pleasure and attractiveness have a source. And that ultimate source is unlimitedly attractive, unlimitedly pleasurable. In other words, understanding Krishna is far beyond understanding the Creator, understanding the giver of the daily bread, understanding the destroyer. Understanding Krishna is far beyond that. The yogis know Krishna as the supreme enjoyer. Isn't that the last thing you'd expect that the ultimate cause of all causes, the ultimate source would be doing? You never thought. Enjoy. You thought that's our job, right? If there's any supreme source, if there's any supreme reality, that supreme should make sure that we're enjoying. But why should Krishna be the supreme enjoyer? Krishna should be supplying for our attempts at enjoyment. So in this way, people are not very serious about connecting to that ultimate source because they don't understand how that ultimate source emanates all pleasure and attractiveness. But the yogis know that. The genuine yogis know that. And therefore they strive for that ultimate connection. As you've heard me explain before, those who have been here before. The literal meaning of yoga is what? Yogurt? No. The literal meaning of yoga is connection. So what is the ultimate connection? That's the real quest in life. So whether you're young or elderly, still we all face the same issue. I'm living a disconnected life. I'm a tiny particle of spiritual consciousness, and I'm meant to live in harmony with the Supreme Consciousness. But I lack that knowledge, and I lack that experience. Therefore, I'm pursuing the false dream of material happiness. And I have networks that I plug into, which I think are going to help me get material happiness. You know, the usual social networks: family, friends, society, neighbors, nationality. And we trade very vigorously in those networks. Hoping for reciprocation. I'll do this for you, you do that for me. We really work those networks, you know, right? If you're not feeling networked in some kind of relationship of varied types, you feel empty. How can I live? I don't have any reciprocation. I'm not part of a vibrant network. You want to surround yourself, yes, with favorable persons. Therefore, you create your own family. That means creating your own support group, you hope. Neighbors, friends, persons of the same ethnicity or nationality. You want to be surrounded by others. But then you have to face the fact. What do the others know that can benefit you? You may even hear their experiences, but no one knows what the point of these experiences is. Often they tell you, just tolerate, just take it day by day. You get knocked down, pick yourself back up again. What's the purpose? The purpose of it all, what's the point? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains how a yogi tolerates, not pointlessly, not just tolerating for the sake of tolerating. Krishna explains that Happiness and distress come and go in life like the winter and summer seasons. Just like tonight will be chilly. But then the weekend will be supposed to be warmer. So you all in Swansea are used to that. Chills come and go, right? Rain comes and goes. I was doing my 30 minutes of exercise today, walking, brisk walking, interval training, 3 minutes, moderate pace, 3 minutes, fast pace. And so there were little sprinkles coming from the sky. And so the person walking with me was saying, "Oh no, it's going to rain, it's going to rain." I said, no, I've already checked the weather report. A few sprinkles will come and go, that's all. "Oh, no, I can see it. The rain clouds are blowing in." I just not like that. So yes, we continued on the walk. And there were a few sprinkles here and there. Similarly, happiness and distress is like that. Things blow in, things blow out. Indeed, sometimes there's a downpour, sometimes just a few sprinkles. But you all know, you go on with your affairs. So Krishna explains that the genuine yogi tolerates the comings and goings of happiness and distress. Happiness and distress come and go like the winter and summer seasons. So the genuine yogi is not disturbed. Now, one point. You would say, okay, I can understand tolerating the disturbances of distress, but why should I tolerate happiness? When happiness comes, I should get into it. Happiness, yes, at last. Feeling all right. But the yogis know that happiness is a disturbance, just like distress. It's something that hits you out of the blue, and yeah, I feel happy. Then it goes. So one minute you're up, the next minute you're down. Is there an experience beyond the comings and goings of that happiness and distress? Did you know? Even non-yogi scholars, even social scientists, have discovered that human beings have a set point of happiness. They can rise above it for a while, then they drop right back down to their average set point of happiness. Just like weight. You know, many persons try to lose weight or gain weight, and sooner or later, though, they always go back to their set point. So it's like that with your happiness. Just like studies have been done of lottery winners in the USA who win the lottery for hundreds of millions of dollars. You think, wow, they're set for life. Just give me 1 million and I'll be happy. But 200 million for winning the lottery. They're on easy street. But did you know that after about 2 years, their happiness drops back down to the same level as it was before they won the lottery? It's the way it is with material existence. What goes around comes around. You just go back down to what the yogis would say is your karmic level of happiness. Same thing with marriages. In Swansea, do people still bother to get married? Do they? Or do they just live together? Both, right? Probably first live together, and after 5 years they say, yeah, we might as well have a ceremony. Have a good event for all our friends.
It's a good party these days, isn't it?
Yeah. So, the statistics show that the honeymoon phase, when you're flying, wow, this is great, lasts for about 2 years. Then you drop back down to your normal level of happiness, like it was before. So you see, the game is rigged. But we never learn the lesson. We keep struggling. I'll get it this time, right? The parents tell their children, just keep trying, just keep trying. You'll get it. Follow your dream, dear. Follow your dream. This way, the parents are actually doing a great disfavor to their children. Why don't the parents tell their children, you know, you should think deeply. Maybe it's an illusion that everyone's pursuing. Maybe life is meant for something else. So, you must pursue pleasure because that's your nature. The yoga texts explain that you're naturally pleasure-seeking because you're part of the Supreme. You're part of Krishna. And Krishna is unlimitedly pleasure-seeking. So because you're the tiny particle, just like a particle of gold is in relation to the whole gold mine, a drop of seawater is in relation to the whole ocean. So you have the same qualities as Krishna, the ultimate source of pleasure, but you have them in minute degree. And you have a very tiny capacity, and that's why your endeavors for pleasure meet with frustration. You're not big enough. But in conjunction with the supreme source of pleasure, in conjunction with Krishna, in harmony with Krishna, then your pleasure-seeking activities can be successful. Otherwise, you're like a 2-year-old child trying to live independently. Not possible. 2-year-old or 3-year-old child tells you, I'm going to do my own thing. Just laugh. Forget it. But we're like that. We think that independently on our own, from the ultimate connection, we can generate our own happiness. And that's the source of our misfortune, misconceptions. Thinking we are independent agents for happiness, when actually we're just like little dependent infants. So where is it in society that you can go and learn that you are dependent on the Supreme Source? You're dependent on Krishna for your happiness. No, you're taught. It's all up to you. It's all up to your endeavors. You have to live life in harmony with that ultimate connection. That's the real purpose of the yoga system. How to put you in contact with that ultimate source in a thriving connection. That is real yoga, bhakti yoga, the yoga of pure love and devotion. For there to be love, there has to be reciprocation, yes? So in the perfection of yoga, what are we reciprocating with? What are we connected to? We need that kind of knowledge. Otherwise, how can there be love? You can't say, I'm just going to love the universe. I'm just going to love the cosmos. Practically, how do you do that? How many of you have tried to love everyone? Anyone?
All of us.
How? How did you try to love everyone?
No, I'm just saying all of us, I assume.
No, how did you try to do it?
I don't know.
Well, that's what everyone else is. I don't know. How do you love everyone? You can't. We have difficulty just loving a few persons, no matter what our conception of love is. You know, we struggle just to so-called love a few persons, right? You have to read so many books about relationships, right? Yes?
We struggle to love ourselves as well, don't we? That's to accept ourselves.
In any case, whether we're trying to love ourselves or love others, we struggle. So how can you love everyone? We don't have that knowledge. We don't know the technique. But what Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita is that just as you water the tree at the root and all the branches blossom, similarly you find that ultimate source, apply your love there, and in everyone everything benefits. That's how practical Bhakti Yoga is. So our frustration is that we can't love effectively. You've tried, so many of you. Loving someone's body and mind, loving someone's physiology and psychology. You talk and you talk and you talk and you talk, right? You squeeze and you squeeze and you squeeze and you squeeze. But you never feel like you're really in touch with the real person. Because the only way you can actually connect with the real person is by going through the central axis, the central axle, the source. Like on a bicycle wheel, you know, the spokes don't connect directly to one another. They connect through the hub. So real yoga and meditation means connecting to that central hub so that then you're connected to all the spokes. You're connected to all living entities. So this is called Krishna consciousness, or Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of pure love and devotion, the love supreme. So we invite you to explore this most essential science of living. Knowledge is there, and the experience is there, and that will truly satisfy you. And you'll be able to make your way through this world free from illusion, and all your efforts will meet with success, because your main efforts are not simply maintaining your body. Your main efforts are about how to revive your inner spiritual consciousness in relation to the Supreme Consciousness. The two are always together. You the part, and then there's the complete whole, the Supreme Source. There's Krishna, the unlimitedly attractive source of pleasure. All right, maybe you have some questions.
How are you?
How am I? I'm always happy to be here in Swansea. What year did I first come to Swansea? Do you remember?
Must be like 2002.
2002, yes. It's an interesting place. On the one hand, someone who doesn't live here, it can seem like you're coming to the edge of the universe. On the other hand, there's such nice people here. Friendly. When I first came here, I was just accustomed, in the UK at least, to London. But then I came here and people were so friendly. And I used to explain to them how you can find the perfection of life even in Swansea. You can become a perfect yogi even in Swansea. People were astonished. Wow. I said, yes. Everything you need, all the ingredients you need for your spiritual development, you can get right here. You just need proper guidance, proper knowledge, proper lifestyle. So, you asked how am I? I'm always happy to come. But my concern is you. How are you?
Happy to see you.
It's painful to see persons struggling unnecessarily, carrying or struggling under false burdens. It's bad enough to struggle under a real burden, but to struggle under a false burden. So I try to help by pointing out to persons so that they can be relieved of carrying their false burdens. It's not easy because people are habituated to, I guess to use a popular expression, they're habituated to living in the matrix. So they have to be given a way to experience higher existence. And that's the only way they'll let go of the inferior existence. You got to get something better. So here we have a support group for getting something better. We don't expect everyone to understand. Most persons are not interested in hearing that they're different from the body and mind. Because if you accept that you're different from your body and mind, that means your conceptions of happiness have to change. Your conceptions of happiness will be beyond the body and mind. Many people are afraid of that. Now just leave me the way I am. Even if it's suffering, so what? Nothing else to do. But yes, there is something else to do. We have a higher mission, a higher calling. Any other questions? Yes.
How do you cope with / overcome the fear of not living up to an image that you portrayed of yourself before, and dealing with that feeling of wanting to be authentically yourself, but knowing that people are expecting a certain version of you that you've done for so long? How do you overcome that fear of being vulnerable and standing up and saying, that's not me?
Well, maybe you don't have to challenge them. You just quietly push on in your own higher way. This is something Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. It says, don't disturb the minds of the ignorant. You quietly go about your higher way. Learn to recognize when persons don't want to be awakened. Someone who's determined to be asleep, even pretending to be asleep, you can't rouse them. So you have to quickly understand that. They may be your best friends, they may be your family members, but in terms of karma, they're all at different places of their karmic journey, regardless of how you see them. Oh, this is my friend, this is my sister, this is my mother. Due to many lifetimes of acting in this world, they're at different places in their karmic development. So you may be disappointed that they don't understand what you're trying to do, trying to go to a higher level. Let's see, how are you going to make money? Just get a good job, get a good flat, that's it. Take a trip to Spain once a year, to the beaches in Spain. Yeah, you've got it, that's life. Find a partner who will stay with you for a couple of years. It's the best you can hope for these days. And that's life. So best not to disturb their minds. Of course, if someone truly wants to hear about something higher, you can say, I'm trying for a higher level. You just have to be discreet and sensitive. For yourself, you should know what the best thing is, how to get the best knowledge and the best experience. But don't expect everyone to be interested in that. We don't see the all of Swansea in this room. Oh, you're talking about real happiness? We demand this knowledge. You don't see them all. You're talking about how to stop struggling. Oh, we all need this information. You don't see them. They're caught up in the illusion, unfortunately, and we feel so sorry. So we expect that most persons won't be interested until at least some disaster strikes. Then everyone starts deeply thinking about life. In the yoga text, there's a terminology for that phenomenon. It's called cemetery renunciation. You ever go to a burial at a cemetery? You've never been to any funerals?
Not burial, no.
But crematorium?
Yeah.
People get very philosophical there. Oh, life is just like a dream. It just comes and goes so quickly. You never know. They just keep saying over and over again, you just never know. So they're very philosophical at the crematorium, but then what happens when they drive away? Yeah, let's get back into it.
My mother was on holidays recently, and she's usually quite like difficult, argumentative. She come back and she was doing a lot of meditation and yoga, and she was quite calm coming back, and then following week she was back to her old self. And it was just like, yeah, she was calm for a week and then she was just back to...
This is why we have the Hare Krishna mantra. That sound vibration invigorates you and protects you from the massive illusion. That sound vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra connects you with what is beyond the material. And therefore you have the strength and courage and nourishment and even pleasure to motivate you to go onward, higher, to a higher level. Sound vibration can do it. You see, what's deadening you is materialistic sound vibration. Making promises of material happiness that are never fulfilled. That sound vibration dulls you. You've been hearing it since day one. If you want to be happy, do like this. Everyone else is happy, do it like that. You should be happy in this way too. You just become dulled by all that illusory sound vibration. But there's also beneficial sound vibration, and that's what a genuine mantra is about. Genuine sound vibration frees your mind from illusion. And the Hare Krishna mantra does more than freeing your mind from illusion. It also attaches you to that ultimate source of pleasure. So there's the negative and the positive. So that's what will make the difference when you make your life centered on that non-material sound vibration. Mantra means prescribed sound, like you go to the chemist with a prescription from the doctor. You just don't go to the chemist and grab anything off the shelf and start swallowing. So mantra means prescribed sound from the yoga text. And the prime mantra recommended is the Hare Krishna mantra. And you'll find that the more you connect with that mantra, the more you can have a spiritual practice, a spiritual life that survives in this world of illusion. Otherwise it's tough, it's difficult. So I can understand your mother. Yeah. Of course, if you show her a powerful example, that might inspire her.
I tried, but yeah, it's...
Well, you need a support group.
Yes,
That's why we have a support group here. Because persons who want to be genuine heroes are very rare. Most persons are too beat down to sympathize with them. Feel sorry for them. They're beat down, they're habituated to illusion. So we need a support group for those who want to be heroic. It's not about changing your job or changing your school or changing your house, changing your clothes even. It's about changing the central purpose and focus of your life.